Smile, Cal, look! Who's that pretty dog there? That's you! Look at the look on her face, she's so sweet. She's so sweet. There's been a few requests for me to do a video talking about my tattoos. And a lot of these requests are like years old. I just never had the time or energy to really sit down and do these videos. So I am going to do videos about my tattoos, and I'm going to talk about each one individually because I do have a few. The collection's always growing, and each one has a lot of really deep meaning to them. So I actually want to go into depth about them. So for this video, I'm going to talk about my first one. I had known that I wanted my wolf print tattoos since I was 14 years old. I had a dream where one of my past cats that I had had when I was a younger child, he came to me and we were talking about tattoos, and I was saying, well, yeah, like, I would really like to get a tattoo. And we were talking, and I can't remember the exact conversation because it was so long time ago, but I remember I was drawing it out and I drew the two wolf prints, and we were discussing it, and it's like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna get. So I had this design in mind since I was 14. So when it's getting closer to my 18th birthday, I said, like, I really want to get a tattoo. I'm 18 years old, and I'm going to go get one as soon as I can. But my parents had consented that, kind of like as a birthday / Christmas present thing, we'll actually sign the paperwork for you to get it sooner. So my father and I went in, and he signed the paperwork where I was underage to get this done. And we go up into the room, and I sit in the chair, and I'm just kind of like this, smiling like an idiot as the needles are piercing my flesh, and I don't feel a thing. I feel a little bit of vibration, but there's no pain. And my father was sitting there, and he kind of looked a little grumpy at that I wasn't crying. I didn't say anything. And the artist, he actually had to say, yeah, we're done. 9. He actually had to tell me that they were finished because I didn't know. It was like, I didn't feel it. So I knew then that I wanted more, and I think that's one of the reasons why my day was a little grumpy. Now, originally, yes, Whimper, I was going to get them put on my ribs on my right side. And the reason that I was going to get them there was I have a birthmark there that I'm not too happy about. It's like 2 dots. And they're a little stretched over the years and whatnot. But I don't really like them. I've never liked them. I used to get made fun of for them, so yeah, I want to cover them. But that shop, the artist, whose name is Danny, he said that they don't tattoo over top of moles or birthmarks because of the possibility that they may turn cancerous later in life. Now, I can definitely understand that about moles, but skin pigmentation such as a birthmark that has been with you since you were born and has not really changed over the years, other than maybe a little stretching as your skin grows, I really don't see, like, a birthmark, as long as it's just a skin pigmentation, a coloration, as being any real determining factor, other than, well, maybe it can change the color of the ink a little bit, like it will look a little different over top of the dark skin than the light skin, but it wouldn't have been too much of an issue for my design because it's, I guess it's like tribal, you'd say, just because it's a solid print. Anyway, I shall show you my wolf prints. If I can turn myself around. Excuse me, Kelly. So I'm not sure how well that is focusing. You can see that. My 2 wolf prints, and I absolutely love these. There's my hand to give you an idea of the size of them. They're a nice size for a first tattoo, I think. But I love them. Now, the meaning behind these tattoos, the little tracks, is As a lot of you know, I am obsessed with canines. I have been this way since I was a child. I'm still this way. Canines are my thing. From the time I was a very young child, I've been obsessed with wolves. I've been obsessed everything about dogs. From the time I could read, I was reading stories about dogs. Anything that had animals in it, really, but especially dogs. Anything canine. My favorite cartoons were ones that had canines. My favorite books and movies, of course, like canines. So it's a real big explanation of what I like. It's like wolf tracks. So that's one part. Another part is I am very spiritual, and I believe in totem animals, spirit guides, etc. And through meditations and whatnot, my totem is wolf, or one of them anyway. I have a few. Also, it goes even further spiritually than that. Therian, and pretty much what Therian is somebody who feels on the deep soul level that they are not necessarily completely human. Now, for me, that is a canine side. I've always been very canine in personality. Anybody who's close to me, who knows me well, knows that there are some things that I do that are just beyond explanation of a human. It's like squirrel. And some people joke and it's like, oh, ADD. It's like, no, it's like I'm actually seeing a squirrel and getting excited about it because it's like, oh, look at that cute little squirrel. But that's also because I love animals. Anyway, for me, it's like it's a transmigration issue of the souls. Like I believe in reincarnation. So for me, everything that lives has evolved from the same organism, the first spark of life. So to me, where we all came from the same spark of life. Some people say that it's the breath of a god. We all come from that same source. We all are made to the same molecules, the same atoms. We're all made of the same stuff. So for us all to be made of the same stuff, if there really is a soul, then everything has a soul. And I believe that we're all made of the same things, and we all had the same breath of life, spark, electrical current that went into us, and we are all related molecularly, then souls are completely compatible throughout all the vessels. It's like, this life, I'm human. I'm here to learn human things. I'm here to have a human experience. Past life, I was in another body, having life experiences of that life form. I may have been a tree. I may have been an eggplant. I really feel that I had been canine in a past life, because I've had such vivid dreams where I am in a canine form and very, very comfortable. It's like more comfortable than I am in waking human forms. Like, I don't feel really comfortable a lot of the time running around doing human stuff, but in my vivid dreams of being canine, I'm very comfortable. So that's another representation of my tattoo. It's like I'm embracing and displaying my canine part of my personality. And I've always been very close to dogs. It's like my best friends were always dogs. They were always there for me. Humans, not so much. I mean, I've had some pretty rotten things done to me by people, but I've never had anything bad done to me by a dog. And there was one incident where I was bitten by a dog, and that was not his fault. He was a sick dog, and he was scared, and he reacted out of fear, and that is 100% understandable. It's like, where I have such a knowledge on canine behavioral psychology, it's like, a dog does something, I understand it. And even before I was reading up on a lot of the text information about canine psychology, I got it. It's like, I understood. Like, from a really little kid age. It's like, the dog does this. It's like, this is what it means. And I instinctually understood it. And so that's another thing, is like, I'm very comfortable around canines. Some people think I'm a little nutty, but hey, that's their problem, not mine. I'm comfortable in what I am. They might not be, but I am, and that's all that matters.